Imagine a shadow moving through the deep, ancient forests of North America. This is the timber wolf, a creature of incredible intelligence and raw, untamed spirit. It moves silently on padded feet, its keen yellow eyes scanning the landscape. The wolf has been a part of these wild places for thousands of years, a symbol of everything that is powerful and free about nature. It is a master hunter, a social animal, and a survivor. But in this vast wilderness, the timber wolf is not the only apex predator. There is another giant that roams these same lands, a creature of immense power and solitary strength, the grizzly bear. The story of the wolf is forever intertwined with the story of the bear, a rivalry written into the very fabric of the wild. The air in the high country is crisp and clean, carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. It is here in these rugged mountains and sprawling forests that the timber wolf makes its home. From the frozen tundra of Alaska and Canada down into the northern Rocky Mountains of the United States, these wolves have carved out their territories. They are perfectly adapted to these challenging environments, their thick fur coats protecting them from the biting cold of winter. They follow the herds of elk and deer, their lives dictated by the rhythm of the seasons and the constant search for food. This is a world of breathtaking beauty, but also one of constant struggle, where every day is a test of survival against the elements and against other powerful predators who share their home. The rivalry between the timber wolf and the grizzly bear is one of nature's most fascinating dramas. It's not just about fighting, it's a complex relationship of competition and sometimes even a strange form of cooperation. They are both at the top of the food chain, which means they often want the same thing, a freshly killed elk or a carcass left behind by another animal. When their paths cross, it is a true clash of titans. The grizzly bear has sheer size and brute force on its side, a walking mountain of muscle and claws. The wolf, on the other hand, relies on something different. It has the power of the pack, a coordinated team of hunters that can outsmart and outmaneuver a much larger opponent. This ancient contest is a perfect example of two different strategies for survival. The grizzly is a symbol of individual power, a solitary king of its domain. The timber wolf represents the power of community, of family, and of working together to achieve a common goal. Watching them interact is like watching a living chess match played out on the grand board of the wilderness. It is a dance of intimidation, of bluffs, and of calculated risks. The outcome is never certain, and it is in these moments of tension and conflict that we see the true nature of both of these magnificent animals. Their story reminds us that the wild is a place of balance, where even the most powerful creatures must respect the strength of others. The timber wolf, also known as the gray wolf, is a marvel of evolutionary engineering, built for a life of constant movement and pursuit. An adult male can weigh over 100 pounds, standing nearly 3 feet tall at the shoulder, a truly impressive animal up close. Their long legs are designed for endurance, allowing them to travel for miles and miles without tiring, loping across vast territories in search of prey. Their powerful jaws can exert incredible pressure, capable of cracking the bones of large animals like moose and bison. This physical prowess is what makes them such effective predators, perfectly suited to hunting the large herbivores that share their rugged habitat. Every part of their body, from their sharp teeth to their muscular frame, is a tool for survival. Their coat is another key to their success, a thick double layer of fur that provides insulation against the harshest weather. The outer layer consists of long guard hairs that repel water and snow, keeping the wolf dry. Beneath this is a dense woolly undercoat that traps air and keeps the wolf warm even in sub-zero temperatures. The color of their fur can vary dramatically, from pure white in the Arctic to shades of gray, brown and black in the forests and mountains further south. This coloration provides excellent camouflage, helping them blend into their surroundings whether they are stalking prey through a dense forest or across a snow-covered field. Their appearance is not just for show, it is a critical part of their toolkit as one of nature's ultimate hunters. But a wolf is more than just its physical attributes, it is a social creature at its core. Timber wolves live and hunt in family groups called packs. A pack is typically made up of an alpha pair, the dominant male and female who are usually the only ones to breed, and their offspring from previous years. Living in a pack is essential for their survival. It allows them to hunt animals much larger than themselves, something a lone wolf could never do. The pack provides security, companionship, and a way to pass down knowledge from one generation to the next. The older, more experienced wolves teach the younger ones how to hunt, how to avoid danger, and how to navigate their territory. The structure of the pack is a complex social hierarchy, with each wolf knowing its place. This organization minimizes conflict within the group and allows them to function as a highly efficient unit. When it comes to hunting, this teamwork is their greatest advantage. They can communicate with each other using subtle body language and vocalizations to coordinate their attack. One wolf might chase the prey towards another group lying in ambush. This level of cooperation is what makes them so successful and allows them to compete with other powerful predators, including their formidable rival, the grizzly bear. The pack is the wolf's strength, its family, and its key to ruling the wilderness. Encounters between timber wolves and grizzly bears are some of the most dramatic events in the North American wilderness. These meetings most often happen over a food source, typically a large animal carcass like an elk or a bison. A grizzly bear, with its incredible sense of smell, can detect a kill from miles away and will often move in to claim it. When a bear arrives, the wolves that made the kill are faced with a serious challenge. A single adult grizzly can weigh several times more than an entire wolf pack combined. Its massive size, long claws, and sheer power make it an intimidating opponent that can easily kill a wolf with a single swipe of its paw. The wolves have to be smart and careful. The wolves' strategy in these confrontations is a masterclass in teamwork and risk assessment. They will rarely engage in a direct, head-on fight with the bear. Instead, they use their numbers and agility to their advantage. The pack will surround the grizzly, fanning out to approach it from multiple directions. They use a tactic of harassment, darting in and out, nipping at the bear's hindquarters and flanks, and then quickly retreating before the bear can retaliate. This constant movement and pressure is designed to confuse and frustrate the bear. The goal is not necessarily to injure the bear seriously, but to make it so uncomfortable that it decides to abandon the carcass. This high-stakes dance is all about communication and coordination within the pack. The alpha wolves often lead the charge, making the boldest moves, while the other pack members provide support. They use yips, barks, and growls to communicate their intentions to one another, coordinating their movements without missing a beat. They are constantly reading the bear's body language, looking for signs of aggression or fear. If the bear becomes too aggressive and charges, the wolves are quick enough to scatter and regroup. It is a battle of endurance and nerves. Sometimes the wolves succeed in driving the bear away, but other times the bear's dominance is too much, and the pack must retreat and wait for their turn. Interestingly, the relationship isn't always one of pure conflict. Sometimes a strange sort of tolerance can exist between them. Wolves might kill an animal, and a grizzly bear will come to scavenge. After the bear has eaten its fill and leaves, the wolves can return to finish the leftovers. In this way, the wolves' hunting efforts can indirectly provide food for the bears. And sometimes, a single bold wolf might be seen trailing a grizzly bear, waiting for it to dig up ground squirrels or find a carcass. This complex dynamic of competition, conflict, and occasional tolerance shows how these two apex predators have learned to coexist in a shared landscape, each respecting the power of the other. Timber wolves are known as a keystone species, which means they have a huge impact on the health and balance of their entire ecosystem. Their role goes far beyond just being a predator. By hunting large herbivores like elk and deer, wolves help to control their populations. Without wolves, these herds can grow too large and overgraze certain areas, eating all the young trees and shrubs. This is exactly what happened in places like Yellowstone National Park after wolves were eliminated in the early 20th century. The elk population exploded, and the landscape began to suffer as a result. The return of wolves to Yellowstone has shown us just how important they are. When wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone, scientists observed a remarkable chain reaction known as a trophic cascade. The presence of wolves changed the behavior of the elk. The elk started to avoid open river valleys and canyons where they could be easily hunted. This allowed the vegetation in those areas, like willows and aspens, to recover and grow tall. The return of these trees had a huge effect on the environment. Songbirds returned because they had places to nest. Beavers returned because they had willows to eat and use for building dams. The beaver dams in turn created new pond and wetland habitats for fish, amphibians, and insects. The wolves' influence doesn't stop there. The carcasses of the animals they kill provide a vital food source for a wide variety of other species. Scavengers like grizzly bears, coyotes, eagles, and even wolverines benefit from the wolves' hunting success. In the harsh winter months, a wolf-killed carcass can be the difference between life and death for many of these animals. In this way, wolves act as providers for the broader ecological community, redistributing nutrients and energy throughout the food web. Their presence creates a richer, more diverse, and more resilient ecosystem for everyone. A wolf pack is also highly territorial, and they will defend their home range fiercely against neighboring packs. They mark the boundaries of their territory with scent markings like urine and scat, and with howling. Howling is not just a spooky sound in the night, it is a long-distance communication tool. It serves as a declaration to other wolves, saying, "This is our land, stay out." These territorial disputes can sometimes lead to fatal conflicts between packs. This behavior ensures that wolf populations are spread out across the landscape, preventing them from becoming too concentrated in one area and overexploiting the local prey base. It's another way that their natural behavior helps to maintain balance in the wild. Life inside a wolf pack is a rich and complex social experience governed by a sophisticated system of communication. Wolves use a combination of body language, facial expressions, scent marking, and vocalizations to convey a wide range of messages. This constant communication is what holds the pack together and allows them to function as a cohesive unit. A wolf's posture can say a lot about its mood and status within the pack. A dominant wolf, or alpha, will stand tall with its ears erect and its tail held high, projecting confidence and authority. A subordinate wolf, on the other hand, will show submission by lowering its body, tucking its tail, and avoiding direct eye contact. Facial expressions are also incredibly important. Wolves can communicate subtle messages through the position of their ears, lips, and eyes. A gentle, relaxed face with a slightly open mouth might indicate a playful mood. In contrast, a wolf that bares its teeth, wrinkles its snout, and flattens its ears is giving a clear warning to back off. These signals help to maintain order and resolve disputes within the pack, without resorting to serious violence. The younger wolves learn these social cues by observing their elders, gradually understanding their place in the pack's hierarchy and the rules of wolf society. It's a language as complex as any spoken by humans. Scent is another powerful tool for communication in the wolf's world. Each wolf has its own unique scent, and they can recognize each other by smell. They use scent marking, primarily with urine, to advertise their presence and claim their territory. When a pack is on patrol, the alpha male and female will frequently mark rocks, trees, and other prominent objects along the boundary of their home range. This serves as a no trespassing sign for other wolf packs in the area. Scent also plays a role in social bonding. Wolves will often rub against each other and sniff one another, reinforcing the social ties that are so critical to the pack's survival. Of all their communication methods, howling is the most iconic and perhaps the most misunderstood. A wolf's howl is a beautiful and haunting sound that can travel for miles across the wilderness. It is not a sign of aggression but rather a social call with many different purposes. Wolves howl to locate other pack members when they are separated over long distances, to rally the pack together before a hunt, or to warn rival packs to stay away from their territory. Sometimes it seems they howl simply for the joy of it, reinforcing their family bonds. The chorus of a howling pack is one of the most powerful sounds in nature, a vocal expression of the unity and wild spirit of these incredible animals. The history of the timber wolf in North America is a story of dramatic decline and a slow, challenging recovery. Before European settlement, hundreds of thousands of wolves roamed across the continent. However, as settlers expanded westward, they brought with them livestock and a deep-seated fear of predators. Wolves were seen as a threat to both livestock and human safety, and this led to one of the most extensive extermination campaigns ever waged against a single species. Bounties were placed on wolves and they were hunted, trapped, and poisoned relentlessly. By the mid-20th century, the timber wolf had been virtually wiped out from the lower 48 states, surviving only in the remote wilderness of Minnesota, Alaska, and Canada. The tide began to turn with the passage of the Endangered Species Act in 1973. This landmark piece of legislation provided federal protection for the gray wolf and paved the way for its recovery. This was a monumental shift in public attitude, recognizing that wolves were not just vicious killers, but a vital part of a healthy ecosystem. The most famous success story is the reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone National Park in central Idaho in the mid-1990s. This project was a huge success from an ecological standpoint, but it also reignited the old conflicts between wolves and humans, particularly ranchers who were concerned about their livestock. Today, the timber wolf continues to face significant challenges. Habitat loss remains a major threat, as human development continues to fragment the large wild spaces that wolves need to thrive. As wolf populations have recovered and expanded their range, conflicts with humans have become more frequent. Wolves sometimes prey on cattle and sheep, leading to economic losses for ranchers and fueling a heated debate over wolf management. Finding a balance between protecting wolves and protecting the livelihoods of people who live and work in wolf country is one of the biggest challenges in modern conservation. It requires collaboration, education, and innovative solutions like non-lethal deterrents to keep wolves away from livestock. The future of the timber wolf depends on our ability to coexist. For many people, the return of the wolf is a symbol of a wilder, healthier world. For others, it represents a direct threat to their way of life. The debate over how to manage wolf populations is often passionate and deeply divided. It involves state and federal agencies, conservation groups, ranchers, and hunters, all with different perspectives. The ongoing story of the timber wolf's survival is a powerful reminder of the complex relationship between humans and the natural world, and the difficult choices we must make to ensure that these magnificent predators have a place in the landscapes of tomorrow. The timber wolf has captivated the human imagination for centuries, playing a central role in the myths, legends, and folklore of cultures around the world. In many Native American traditions, the wolf is a powerful and respected figure, often seen as a teacher, a spirit guide, and a symbol of loyalty, courage, and family. These cultures understood the wolf's intelligence and its deep social bonds, viewing it as a creature to be admired, not feared. They saw the wolf as a brother, another hunter who shared the land and lived by the same natural laws. This perspective reflects a deep connection to the natural world and a profound respect for the wolf's place within it. In contrast, European folklore often painted a much darker picture of the wolf. In these stories, the wolf was portrayed as a villain, a symbol of evil, deceit, and ravenous hunger. Tales like Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs taught generations of children to fear the big bad wolf. This negative perception was carried over to North America by European settlers and helped to justify the widespread campaigns to eradicate them. The wolf became a scapegoat for the dangers and uncertainties of the untamed wilderness. This cultural baggage has been difficult to overcome and continues to influence public attitudes toward wolves, even today. In recent decades, however, our understanding and perception of the timber wolf have begun to change dramatically. Thanks to scientific research and wildlife documentaries, people are learning more about the true nature of wolves. We now see them not as monstrous villains, but as highly intelligent social animals that play a crucial role in maintaining the health of their ecosystems. This new appreciation has fueled a growing movement to protect wolves and restore them to their native habitats. The image of the wolf is being transformed from a symbol of fear into a symbol of wilderness, resilience, and ecological balance. People now travel from all over the world to places like Yellowstone just for the chance to see a wolf in the wild. The timber wolf's journey in our culture reflects our own changing relationship with the natural world. Its story is a powerful lesson in the importance of challenging old prejudices and embracing a more informed, science-based understanding of wildlife. The wolf's resilience in the face of near extermination is a testament to its incredible adaptability and spirit. As we continue to navigate the complexities of sharing the planet with these powerful predators, the timber wolf stands as a potent symbol. It reminds us of the wildness we have lost and the wildness we can choose to protect, a living embodiment of the untamed spirit that still calls to us from the heart of the forest.